Okay. So it only takes one person to ruin your life. It only takes one person, and then your life could be ruined. And who will remember who you were before? Is my Jesus Christ pinata. You're safe here. I heard you talking to yourself. Nobody's gonna touch you here. You're safe. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, and who's gonna remember who you were before that one person ruined your life? Because now people are presented with this lesser thing. And so you'll curse the name of George or Jonah or whoever it was that was all that it took to ruin your life. and you'll try to recapture the knowing that you were always the spirit in opposition to the ruining of your life before it happened, before life handed you something that was more than you could handle. Yeah. It was always you. It was you before the person ruined your life. It was just you looking at you. You were looking at yourself in a way. You knew that you were great. And so everything was great. The world was great. You were great. You were looking at yourself like I'm great. and now it's still you. But you've been looking at yourself as this lesser. The world is presenting to you in a demeaning way. Because that's what happens when somebody's abused. It echoes, and they receive more of that, and they expect that, and they receive more of that. But it's just you, in a way. In a way, it was what life handed you that was more than you could handle. How are you going to look at yourself now? I mean, you can't even look at other people in your life right anymore, probably, if you can't look at yourself right. If you can't look at yourself right, you can't look at other people right. And to some extent that already was. But how are you going to look at yourself right? You're great. Does anybody remember? Anyhow? What do they remember? What does anybody remember? Really? I bet somebody far out there who's been out of touch remembers how great you are. And I'm kind of angry at the world that you're living in. If all the world can see is you as some kind of post-traumatized version of yourself. You're not really that. What are you? And what about you is causing you to not see yourself how you really are? I think deep down, we're culture vultures. We're vultures. That's what we really are. Maybe you think you're better than me. If I'm a vulture. Maybe you think I'm not a vulture. I feed the vultures. No. No, the culture vultures. I feed them. Better than that. Well, you're just feeding your sense of community on an insane system that never really succeeds or improves, in which you serve that system to lift you up above the culture vultures. How you gonna get this right? You're some part of your mind, like the software portion of your brain, has put your world together wrong, and you're responding, through this process in which it took one person to ruin your life. Maybe. Maybe at a time when you were scared and you couldn't go anywhere. And in a place with people who don't care about you. And it doesn't have to make sense. Try to put reason to crazy. And really, crazy just doesn't have reason. Unless it's hyperbole crazy. In which it might have reason. Well, maybe you're not meant to be the person that you've been trying to be. Maybe you're something very profound in what you are naturally. And it's all going to come full circle, maybe soon. And it's going to make sense. That, aha, yeah, I'm just a vulture. And that's the best thing to be right now. Something like that. Maybe. Jesus Christ. The pinata. Nobody's gonna hurt you here. Jesus.